Lesson sharp 1 swear. Let's start the lesson with a little artistic digression. It was a huge hall with several pools. I played with the children. One of them climbed on my shoulders and asked me to dive. I somehow contrived to arch and leap deep into the water. After swimming about 5 meters, I surfaced at the edge, where the water flowed, right under the stream, exposing the rider to the flow of water. I didn't hear it, but rather felt it in my body that he was laughing. He asked for more, and I did a little diving with him on my shoulders. I forgot about the war and the roughness of the world, and rested my soul. Then all the fun stopped at once. You know, as when a predator appears in the forest, when all the birds are silent at once, so it became painfully quiet in the huge pool when this man with a grey face came in. Everyone was waiting to see for whom he would approach. The man approached me. He was wearing a grey uniform, and his face was expressionless, like a mask. And only the eyes are alive, real and full of either regret or sympathy. I got out of the pool, picked up a towel, and wiped my hands. This man handed me an envelope. Such a necessary extravagance in our time, but life must be worth something, now at least this envelope. I saluted the man and walked out of the room. Locker rooms, corridors, passageways, levels, and finally my cabin. Every time I entered it, I glanced at the photograph of a young woman that stood on the table in front of my bed. It wasn't my favorite, it was a photo left by one of the previous residents. Now that there were very few personal items, it could only mean that the man was dead. Well, I won't leave even a photograph behind. When the attack on the city began, ending in 20 minutes, I was on duty, and that's why I was alive. Alive, if you can call it that. I stopped thinking about the past. I had a lot of unnecessary work to do before flight and one important thing to do. So, we have 8 hours left, 40 minutes on the road in one direction, while I check everything for altogether, no more than 3 hours. I almost made it to the right level, but the elevator jammed and I had to get out of the metal's grip. It got even worse, there was no dim lighting, as on uninhabited levels it was dark. Turning on the backup light and running 2 emergency lifts, I finally got there. There was only one window through which we could see what was around us in reality. The equipment did not want to open the concrete slab for a long time. I selected filters so that it was both realistic and not too dangerous for me. In the end, I picked up a yellow orange and pressed the button. The filter started working, and the slab that separated me from the window slid aside. What I saw made me stagger, took my breath away. Before, the base was located in a very picturesque place. A river flowed from below, a mountain rose to the right, a forest grew, and all this against the background of a dazzling blue sky. Now the riverbed was barely discernible in the molten landscape, there was no mountain at all, and visibility was no more than 300 meters. Black flakes hung motionless in the air, like dead snow. I thought that only in childhood it happens, that until you see it, you will not accept it with your heart, because you can know but not believe. But no, that's what happens in adulthood too. Until I saw all this terrible picture, I didn't realize that this was the end. It shouldn't be like this. I'll stay on Earth until I fix this, I swear. The light, along with all objects and reality itself, has receded. The picture of reality became just a picture and split into 2, and then one disappeared, and the second came closer and I was back in this reality again. What did I do? I changed my own fate. Okay then. I want to fix everything. Suddenly the channel from me to the spirit awoke, widened, and my consciousness was pulled up. I saw myself as a small dot, as well as my entire energy system against the background of the planet. There was offset, and after my vow, it became much larger. I was rapidly losing energy, and something black was creeping in from all sides and enveloping me. It used to take up only 10% of my energy, but now it takes up 1/3 of my energy and even part of the second dantian and part of the third. I flinched and tried to adjust the offset, but something hit me. It was something exultant, "You're mine." My energy was turning into a dark liquid and rushing away. The spirit struggled for some time and then retreated. Consciousness after the blow went down, losing the memory of those few moments. The man with the power hose on the back of his head closed the window, calmly went down the passages and sat down to write a report. He has an important assignment today. He was chosen as the defender of the Confederacy. 5 hours to go before he leaves, and then he's gone. The girl's eyes snapped open. She didn't know where she was or what was going on. Slowly emerging from the dream, she came to her senses. The old memory is disturbing again, the thought flashed, and tears of relief flowed. It's a good thing it's all in the past. She sat down on the bed and hugged her knees to her chest. The tension was easing, but she couldn't sleep again tonight. Why is my heart beating so fast? She thought. It is clear it is after these events that the heart channel offset to the inside. How old was I? 80 came to mind. What? 80. In our reality, the average age is 40 years. So giving energy to the alien trash, people age twice as fast, and this is only the most stable of them. The others don't live long at all. You need to remember how to restore the energy. This will at least slow down the process a little. How can I restore my lost connection with the spirit? Interesting passage, isn't it? Science fiction writers often get ahead of science by describing processes that scientists have yet to discover and prove experimentally. And everything new is well forgotten old. Ancient GONG masters tuned their brains so that they could perceive radiation on a conscious level, see electromagnetic radiation in color. They determined that each organ operates on a certain spectrum of magnetic waves, and every part of the brain that is responsible for this organ also operates on a certain magnetic spectrum. It is red in the heart, yellow in the stomach, and green in the liver. People who can see a person's aura are not freaks at all, it's just that their brain can perceive the magnetic radiation of other objects. In the science of inner strength, when we perform exercises, we rearrange the work of the internal organs. They are washed out of the energy of low frequencies and they are filled with clean and healthier energy.